You have to also bear in mind that the U.S. is mounting considerable pressure on African countries to accept Venezuelans to be deported from the U.S., some straight out of prison. It will be difficult for a country like Nigeria to accept Venezuelan prisoners into Nigeria. We have, in the famous words of, I don't know if you know the U.S. rap group called Public Enemy. If you do, then you'll remember a line from Flavor Flav, a member of the group, who said, Flavor Flav has problems of his own. I can't do nothing for you, men. We have enough problems of our own. We cannot accept Venezuelan deportees.
Okay, first of all, I must say I was surprised with the depth of knowledge that the Foreign Affairs Minister expressed there. Knowledge that has to do with contemporary music, or if you like, hip hop. Given his religion, most people who are adherents of that religion do not listen to songs like that. But listening to the man, you would know he's really versed, and that is what a well-rounded human being should be. That you are of this religion should not prevent you from knowing certain things around you. So I must say I'm impressed with what the man said about some rap groups that held sway in the 90s. But let's talk about the serious issue this morning: reciprocity. We all woke up one morning, last week to be precise, and we heard that the US is changing its visa policies towards Nigeria. They blamed it on Nigerians that we were the first to do them, so they were doing us back. Do me, I do you. But the federal government has taken its time, went through its files. There is no place, nowhere in the files of the federal government that the federal government, since the emergence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president, tampered with visa policies for US citizens in the country. As we speak, they are still granted a 5-year visa plan with multiple entries. But yes, they had to restrict it, and they were blaming Nigeria. They used the word reciprocity. How can you be talking about reciprocity when Nigeria as a country did not even do anything? So it is obvious
They're
that
looking for an excuse.
and Trump is a bully. I'm not
time.
seeking American visa tomorrow, so they can afford to save this and play it whenever somebody comes to the embassy. He's a bully, and once you do not like what he's doing, or you hold a contrary opinion, he employs all manner of tactics to bend you and ensure you do his will, which is very wrong for a country that prides itself as the champion of democracy in the world. We shouldn't be saying things like this. What Trump wants is a situation. I'm glad that the Foreign Affairs Minister was bold enough to spill out the beans. A situation where they would arrest some illegal immigrants in the US and ship them to Nigeria, especially those
African
ones
countries
with criminal records. Let's be precise about Nigeria now. The Venezuelan prisoners that our Foreign Affairs Minister talked about. Why can't the US, in all its sophistication, keep these people in their prisons? Why are they shipping them to various parts of the country? And to think Venezuela, that country whose citizens we're talking about here, they're not even willing to welcome criminal Venezuelans back into the country. They are of the opinion that since these Venezuelans committed crime in the United States or against the United States, they should be held in the United States prison. But of course, Donald Trump felt no, we cannot have them in the US. He's been shipping them all over the world as we speak. Some persons were shipped to South Sudan. Some persons have been shipped to other Latin American speaking countries. And when Nigeria said no, we do not want this, Trump came up with that visa modification for Nigerians. Apart from that, let's also not forget the politics of BRICS. Before that, we used to have the G7, or once upon a time the G8 with Russia. Eventually, Russia was expelled, so we started hearing of G7. Some countries like Nigeria, Brazil, Russia, China, just mostly developing economies, feel okay, since the developed economies have a club that we cannot belong to, how about we form our own club to project our economic interest, to protect our interest, maybe have alternative to what the G7 is doing. Since that time, the likes of Donald Trump have not been comfortable. They feel threatened that everything must revolve around them. But I'm glad countries like China and Russia are standing up to the US and, of course, the West, the European Union, to tell them no, the world cannot revolve around you, especially when what you're doing doesn't really favor us. It's a master slave kind of relationship. That is what we have seen over time. Your policies, you force them down the throat of African nations. If you take a look at this subsidy removal that we are all suffering today, it's because of the IMF said, World Bank said, and today the common persons like you and I, are paying for the consequences. So it is high time countries like the United States, especially under Donald Trump, understand that whatever works for them may not work for us. We should be allowed to do our own things in our own way. We must not swallow their policies, hook, line, and sinker. We can learn from them, modify, and apply it to ourselves. Take a look at China. China doesn't go about bragging that it practices democracy, but today China is one of the most successful countries in the world. They don't hold elections the way we do every 4 years. But guess what? Majority of the people are living better lives than even some American citizens. For me, that is what should count. That is of utmost importance. Let's make the world a better place. The same US that prides itself as the chief democracy proponent in the world goes about instigating crisis in various countries. Can anybody in any parts of the world point to a country that China has instigated internal insurrection? None whatsoever.
Look at Libya.
That's
they are
it.
not the same again.
A country that was
Gaddafi.
flourishing.
Oh, goodness.
Is it Iraq? A country that was flourishing. They just come up with all manner of allegations and instigate instability in those countries.
Once you're not at peace with them, they just find a way to take you out. Anyhow. America. Well, let's see how it goes. Nigerian government has reacted. They said, there is nothing to show that we are giving your people only 3-month visa. It's not even making sense. Somebody will go through a rigorous visa process and you just give him 3 months. For what? Is America heaven? Is America heaven? It's so sad.
Another
really.
point we shouldn't fail to make, and is African leaders should start making Africa work.
I know.
That is the only way other races in this world will take us seriously. As it is right now, the black race is the least. The reason why nobody rates Africa. But if Africa starts working, believe me, these other people would queue to get our visa. Once upon a time in the 60s, 70s, it was like that. But along the line, we lost it. Okay? Can Trump wake up one morning and say he's banning Chinese citizens from coming into the US? Because he knows what they are bringing, or they are Saudi Arabians of this world.
Oil money.
Exactly. He knows what these people bring to the table. So let's make Africa work. Let's make Africa the beautiful bride.